So in this week's episode is going to be a serious topic, it's a serious video, there's no thrills and I hope that you don't mind that. This is a kind of message to try and help those that are also going through similar and how to deal with loss and things like that. So you may or may not have been aware already, my granddad passed away on Sunday, but in the last few months of his life he kind of struggled with health problems and he was suffering quite a lot. You know, he had a full life. But I just kind of want to do this video to just pay my respects to my great granddad, who was just a phenomenal man and very inspirational. My granddad's name was Henry Calderhead, otherwise known as Harry, Old Harry, Harry Bingo. He even has a book written about him. No joke, it's about him. So you see that there with the little scarf and the thistle. It's because he supported Partick Thistle. Since the 1930s he'd been going to the games. He barely missed a game, even through sickness, illness, cancer. He fought cancer and other illnesses. And he made it all the way up to 98 years old. He did say to me that he would always love to make it to 100. But I'm sure 98 is exceptional. Now Partick Thistle, if you know Glasgow, my hometown, it's kind of cursed with this old firm, Rangers and Celtic. So I was kind of really thankful for being brought up to be a Partick Thistle fan, because I wasn't brought up in that kind of hatred, that environment of bitterness. And we travelled all around Scotland. I used to go to the games with him when we were in the 2nd division, 1st division, like going to these tiny little places where they didn't even have a roof, so you're standing in the piss and rain, and he would always allow himself 2 lagers before every game, so it was a kind of ritual within a ritual. It says that in this book as well, so there's lots of good parts in it. He kind of became famous within the Partick Thistle community. He got a free season ticket for life because of his sheer loyalty to the club. He also loved going to the bingo. That's why he got the nickname Harry Bingo, and he was just a regular there and he loved it. I'm going to miss him so much. I was really upset because I got told that he'd went into hospital. Now he'd been getting looked after in the last few months of his illness. I went to see him, but I felt like I didn't get to see him enough. And I always regret that. I know he was 98, but somehow a part of me felt like he was invincible and he was going to make it way past 100. Because I had work on the Saturday night, I chose to go in to work because it was quite busy. I didn't want to piss off my work because it had been a really stressful day. And the doctors had told us that there was 2 days for him to live. So I thought, you know what, I'll go and I'll see him on the Sunday. But there was a part of me inside that kind of thought, what if he doesn't make it through tonight? Or what if I go back home from work and we find out that he's passed away? And so I got home and sure enough I found out he'd passed away, and I just broke down in tears. I just didn't know what to do. I felt like I'd let him down. So yeah, if you are going through these things, you know, loss is really hard. This comes to my next point. How do we cope with this? How do I cope with this? And how do we move on from these situations? So I find comfort in things like movies and travel and books. So I read from Seneca, The Shortness of Life, and he talks about the shortness of life and how a lot of us waste so much of our lives on no good activity and useless expenses and things like that. What I want to do now is whenever I lose someone close, it puts life into perspective and it makes me kind of want to up my game. It makes me want to really value my life much more so that I can help others, love others, be a nice person, treat others like I would want them to treat me, and try and make a difference on this planet. And my granddad would want that from me. And your granddad or your grandmother or your sister, your brother, or anyone who you know that has passed away, I'm so sorry to hear that, but they're going to want you to make them proud. They're going to want you to go out there and live a full life and do the things that they couldn't do in their time on this planet. So that's what I aim to do, and I aim to make my granddad proud.